Good afternoon. The Calgary Police Service has charged two men in relation to a homicide that occurred earlier this year. At approximately 4 p.m. on Sunday, January the 19th, 2014, police were called to the 2000 block of 27th Street Southeast for reports of a man found deceased inside a residence. The man was identified as Dennis Manual Barreira, 46 of Calgary. An autopsy confirmed he was the victim of a homicide. The cause of death was determined to be strangulation. It was believed that this was not a random incident and that two men had been invited into the victim's residence. At least one of the men was known to him. It is alleged that the two men went to the home with the intent of committing a robbery for cash, drugs, and personal items, and that the death occurred sometime during this incident. On Tuesday, May 6, 2014, at approximately 8 p.m., two men were arrested without incident in Southeast Calgary. Today, Wednesday, May the 7th, 2014, members of the CPS Homicide Unit charged Kyle Earl Pate-Miller, 21, and Chad Brian William Mondoux, 24, both of Calgary, with first-degree murder. Both men were remanded into custody. Kyle Pate-Miller will appear next in court Friday, May the 16th, 2014. And Chad Mondoux will appear on Tuesday, May 20th, 2014.
Which of the two men knew the victim?
That would be Mr. Pate-Miller.
Can you explain the history between them and why these two men might have beef with Mr. Barreira?
We believe the intent and motive was robbery in this. And as far as the details of the relationship, all we know is that they had known each other for a matter of weeks that we're aware of.
So are you suggesting that Mr. Barreira had like a high-risk lifestyle or some sort of drug-involved lifestyle? These guys were robbing him of that? Like drugs that he had, or?
Well, we're suggesting that the motive for the murder was robbery.
So how did you guys catch up with these two? How did you track them down? How did you find them? Identify them?
Well, as a course of the investigation, one of the individuals was identified soon after, and then as a result of the investigation, things came together and the other individual was identified.
So these drugs that they were allegedly trying to rob, would these have been for sale, or would this have been victim's personal? Was he selling drugs?
We can't comment on the fact whether he was selling drugs or not. We know that, or we're of the opinion that the accused persons were aware that drugs were in the residence.
Is it a large quantity?
I would not. That's up to interpretation. I wouldn't say that it was a large quantity of drugs.
Were they known to police prior to the incident?
Again, we're not getting into previous criminal records or involvement with the police of these individuals.
Where were they arrested?
They were arrested in Southeast Calgary.
Like at their house, or?
We're not going to provide specifics with respect to the location. The location was Southeast Calgary.
Just a matter of clarification, you said what kinds of drugs they were on the hunt for?
I didn't expand upon the type of drugs,
Okay.
and we won't.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Just I didn't get the name. I wasn't sure.
Oh, my name?
Yes, please.
Colin Chisholm, Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit, Staff Sergeant.
Thank you.
So this is just like robbery gone wrong? They didn't go in there with the intent to kill. They went into the intent to steal, and in the course of that act, they killed him. They killed him as resident.
That's our belief, yeah.
And again, you couldn't reveal the relationship between Pate-Miller and Mr. Barreira, like how they knew each other?
They were associates, and like I say, we were aware of a relationship that was weeks old, possibly. Well-
The reasoning behind going first degree?
Well, the evidence was presented to the Crown. The Crown came up with the conclusion that there was evidence to support first-degree murder. For first-degree murder, it has to be planned and deliberate or in the commission of a designated offense.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
So in other words, sorry, just so I understand, so by planning a robbery against this guy where you knew there may be violence involved, somebody dying as a result of that robbery leads you to first degree?
I won't get into the specifics on the charges or the designated offense, but I'll leave it at that.
Okay, but again, they didn't go in there with the express purpose of killing this guy. They were.
That's not our opinion.
Okay.
Our opinion was that the intent and motive for the incident was robbery.
Is there any other people that you're looking for as far as suspects, or do you think you've gotten the two that you need?
We believe we have the two individuals that are responsible.
Any other charges expected against these two?
Not at this time.
Can you say what other personal items they were after? You in the release it says?
Drugs, cash, and electronics.
And was there a weapon used to strangle him, or?
We're not getting into the details of the strangulation. We're just going to leave it at that the cause of death was strangulation.
Perfect. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.